So I had mentioned this on a Leo roundtable where we were talking about crypto prices in general. This is a tweet by BTCization, Dylan, I guess his name is. And it says, with only 2.5 million BTC left to be mined over the next approximately 120 years, who seriously believes that net fiat inflow slash outflow into Bitcoin will be positive 26.7 billion, which is 10.7 thousand dollars per coin times 2.5 million Bitcoin to be mined, which equals 26.7 billion US dollars. The race is on. The FOMO will be unreal. Bitcoin is laughably cheap at current prices. And so what he's saying is that we recently hit 18.5 million Bitcoin being mined. It's 21 million hard cap, and it's exponentially decreasing in terms of new quantities added over time. So eventually, we'll get to close to 21 million tokens. So at current prices, this was a week and a half ago now, but price is pretty much the same. At current prices, the market value of those future Bitcoins is $26.7 billion. So if the amount of fiat money, whether it's US dollars, euros, yen, yuan, Australian dollars, whatever, if the total amount of that going into the system of Bitcoin is greater than 26.7 billion, then the price has to rise. And how much it rises depends on how much the net money flow is. So, I think that's an excellent way to look at it. Obviously, 120 years is a very long time horizon, but we're going to see, I think, greater than $26.7 billion in money flow in much sooner than that. And while I was thinking about that, I went over to Fred, which is the online database for the St. Louis Federal Reserve economic data website. So, M2 is one of the measures of the money supply. And, there's arguments for and against, whichever one is best, but whatever. This particular version is weekly, ending each Monday, and it's in billions of dollars, and it is not seasonally adjusted because that's just one more game that you can play. I mean, you can see these little bumps, that seem to be recurring. Seasonal adjustment would smooth those out. But I like seeing all the bumps. Yeah, that's just me. So, we had, this is a 10-year chart that I'm looking at right now. You can zoom out and see a much bigger trend there. But basically, on the 10-year, 10 years ago, we were at, $8.5 trillion in M2 money supply. And then, the printing presses continue to grind on, grind. And then we have Corona. And obviously, they went quantum leap upwards. So now we are at $18.6 trillion. So that's a $10 trillion, almost exactly, $10 trillion increase over the past 10 years. So $10 trillion was added to the economy in just US dollars. And, again, you can argue whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but $10 trillion more is floating out there now than 10 years ago. And the current price is saying that over the next however many decades or even a century, then it's going to remain at this level, and it will fewer than $26 billion will flow into Bitcoin. And I think that's just insanity. So I really love the way this guy put it, in terms of future net money flow. The Bitcoin is gonna boom once people start feeling that inflation pressure more. I mean, right now we're still in the Corona. I mean, we're in recovery, right? But there's still 20 million people out of work in the U.S. alone, and who knows what's going on in the rest of the world. Businesses are shutting down left and right. Right now, at the time of this recording anyway, the election is in a month between Biden and Trump, and they're going back and forth. Just last night, Trump tweeted that there's not going to be any stimulus deal until after the election. So I mean, all kinds of not great things are happening, and the money presses continue to churn those dollars out. So I think Bitcoin just can't help but go higher. And then, once that starts to capture the minds of, everyday mainstream folks, and they want to go into Bitcoin and price is already $50,000 or whatever, they're gonna shift their attention to things that are cheaper just because there's that unit bias, even though the dollar value could be the same. So, I think it's just a matter of time before Bitcoin booms and then the alts boom. And, for me, the projects I'm involved in, like Spinnerlands and Leo Finance and all that kind of stuff, I think they will be great recipients of these moves that are coming up. When? I don't know. I mean, I look at this chart. We're looking at a monthly chart here, and this looks nice. We obviously had the big run up in end of 2017, beginning of 18, and then it came back 90% or whatever it was, and then rally, base, rally, and we're at that neckline right there. So I can't help but think that somewhere over here it continues upwards. So maybe over here. So that would be January of 2021, or no, December 2021. That looks to me like the pattern. Sometime over the next year or so. But timing you know is whatever. So I make no claims that is going to be accurate, but I do claim that the direction is going to be accurate over time. It just doesn't make any sense that people will be trusting fiat dollars enough in order to not shift a very tiny, tiny, tiny amount of the new money that's floating out there into Bitcoin, and then all the other things. So I'm very optimistic, even though things are kind of grind right now. But that's just the way it goes. Sometimes you got to be patient. Anyway, that's my thought for today. I'll see you next time.